Hi everyone, it is Tara from Dauphin Public Library, one of the libraries in the Parkland Regional Library System. I'd like to acknowledge that the land I am on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Anishinaabe, Métis, Oceti-Sakowin, Ocha-Cree, Cree, Dene, and it is Treaty 2 land. Okay, so we've been doing some art projects mostly with paint, but what if you don't have paint at home? Or what if you just want to make your own paint? So we're going to do that today. What you need is salt, flour, hot water. So I've boiled some water up, and then you need some water soluble food coloring and some bowls to mix stuff in. So I've got some little bowls, but we'll start off with a bigger bowl for mixing everything together and then divide into the different colors. Okay, so what we need is the salt and flour and water to get us started. So to start things off, you need salt. So what it is equal amounts salt, flour, and water. I am doing 1/4 of a cup because I don't think I need very much. This paint unfortunately doesn't stay good very long. So I suggest making up what you think you need for the day. If you've got extra, you can possibly save it by putting a lid on it and putting it in the fridge. Lasts maybe a week. If you're going to use it again, you need to mix it up because the flour and the water will separate. But if you give it a good stir, it should work again. Okay, so I've put 1/4 cup of salt in, and I've got 1/4 cup of hot water. And we want to get that dissolved, the salt dissolved, so that it's not, otherwise it'll be kind of gritty. So, not that there's anything wrong with gritty paint. Gritty paint can work. So with 1/4 cup, it's not gonna fully dissolve, but get as much as you can dissolved. And then we're gonna throw the 1/4 cup of flour in. Now, right now, this is getting pretty thick. So if after you add your food coloring, once you've separated it, if you want it to be a thinner, you can add a little bit more water. Okay, so there we go. We've got, it's kind of a thicker paste going on. Okay, so now I'm going to divide it into a couple of smaller. And then add some color. I've got red. And oh, that one, green isn't open, so we'll just use the blue. Okay. So nice, bright, vivid blue. And we're getting a beautiful bright pink out of this. Of course, you can change the color by how many drops you put in. You can mix your drops to get different colors. If you've got food coloring like that, it actually will show you what different colors you can create with what you've got. Okay, so for me, I think I would probably add a little more water for mine because it's pretty thick. But it's a good start. A little bit more. And the thickness of the paint is going to depend on what you are painting. Sometimes you want a thicker paint and sometimes you want a thinner paint. So it really depends on what you are creating that day. But there you go. There's some homemade paint with some things that you might have lying around in the kitchen. Oh yeah. Look at that. The blue is still a little bit thick, but once again, depending on what you are doing and creating, this will work. Now with your homemade paints, I want you to do some painting. So, what shall we paint? Thinking some flowers. Okay, so here is what I've done with the paints. I can't wait to see what you create with your paints. I think these would be great outside, possibly painting on the sidewalk or something. So send me pictures of what you've created with your homemade paints. Until next time, bye for now.